Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Saratoga Racecourse. Here on Saturday, it is the 20th of August, 2022. Going to look at the stakes races on the program from Saratoga, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kit 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean it, around the world. Let's look at the stakes action here on Alabama Day from Saratoga, races 8 through 10. We're going to play a pick 3 ticket, I think. The 8th race, it is the Lake Placid Stakes. It's a grade 2 event going for a purse $200,000, race for 3-year-old fillies. We have 8 horses originally entered. The 7 and 8 will actually be scratched, so we'll be down to a field of 6 heading to the inner turf course. The distance of ground of 1,700 meters, or a mile 16th on the Saratoga inner turf course. 1,700 meters, mile 16th here in the Lake Placid. My top selection, I'm going to go with the 4-horse Consumer Spending. Let's go 4-5-1-3 in the superfecta. 4-5-1-3 super. Top selection, the 4-horse Consumer Spending. This 3-year-old filly by More Than Ready. Chad Brown trains. Manny Franco gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came to the Belmont Oaks at Belmont, a mile and a quarter the 9th of July. And the horse finished third by 1 3/4 lengths that day. Was stupidly wide, but was gaining a little bit late. But, you know, she ran her heart out there. I do love the cutback and drips. You'll see a strong pace in front of her to close with, and I think she could get to the winner's circle here today. 2 back in the Wonder again at Belmont, yielding inner turf course, a mile and 1/8 on the 9th of June, and the horse won by 2 lengths, and the horse just tracked all the way down the racetrack. When she got the lead, she quickened up nicely, and she got the job done. A very good return to the winner's circles there, and then 24th of April, her seasonal reappearance at Aqueduct, mile 16th on the outer, and in the memories of Silver Stakes, she won by 3/4 a length that day. And again, she's coming from behind. She was a little bit wide, but she got the job done. You know, if you look at her form, her only subpar race was that Breeze Cup Juvenile Fillies race last year, where she just had a very troubled trip. But she won the Salima before that, Laurel, won a main special weight here last summer, and placed in main special weight last summer behind McCulloch. So she got beat by decent horses when she was losing, and she's been running against the best of her division. Cutting back, 3/16 of a mile to a mile and a quarter today should really suit her well. I'm going to take her at 7-2. The 5-horse Dolce Giselle for Chad Brown. It wouldn't surprise me if she ends up in the winner's circle either. I love the Lake George victory for her last time out. In the Edgewood, she just wasn't handling that turf course. You could throw that race out, and her races at Tampa and at Keeneland before that were pretty superb. Coming here trending well at 6-1. I'll use this horse in that pick 3. But to recount my selection for the 8th from Saratoga, it is the Lake Placid. Let's take the 4-horse Consumer Spending. Give kudos to the 5-horse Dolce Giselle. 4-5-1-3 super. 4-5 in your multi-race. The 9th race from Saratoga now. It is the Smart and Fancy Stakes. It's going for a purse of $150,000. Raced for fillies, mares, 4-year-olds, and upwards. We have a field here. 10 horses entered. Keep in mind the 10 horse is an MTO, so 9 will head to the Mellon Turf Course. The distance of ground here of 1,100 meters, or 5.5 furlongs on the Saratoga Mellon Turf Course. 1,100 meters, 5.5 furlongs. My top selection here, I'm going to take the number 3 horse Robin Sparkles. I'm going to go 3-9-5-1 in the superfecta. 3-9-5-1 super. Top selection of the 3 horse Robin Sparkles. This 5-year-old mare by elusive quality. Bruce Brown trains this one. Javier Castellano is having a bit of a renaissance season, gets the mounts. The horse's most recent outing came 23rd July here at Saratoga. 5.5 furlongs in the grade 3 Crest Stakes. Seems like there's like 5 Crest Stakes. There's one at Saratoga, one at Woodbine, one at Monmouth, one at like Philadelphia Park, and one at Laurel, it seems. Every racetrack just has that. But the horse won by head in the Crest at Saratoga, and on the front end all throughout, and earning a 93 buyer. The horse upset at 21-1. I thought it was a very good race there. The buyers are up to scratch here today. You know, you're not going to see a price as crazy as 21-1 like she saw last time out, but I think this horse has a strong chance of ending up in the winner's circle. 2 back in the Goldwood at Monmouth, about 5.5 on the 25th of June. The horse finished third by 1 3/4 lengths that day. Set some wicked fast fractions of that lightning fast turf course, which cost the horse. Just kind of hit the wall late, couldn't keep up, and then before that off the turf at Monmouth, 5 furlongs in the politely, winning by a length, and basically won for fun there off the bench. You know, if you just look at the most recent form cycles, there's one race that jumps out that's like, huh? That was in the Floral Park at Belmont, 6 furlongs on the 17th of October, where the horse finished 8 by 22.5 lengths with no Lasix that day. The horse just really flattered and just never showed up there. But before that one at Laurel in late September last year, very, very easily, and finished third in this race last year. Absolutely loves his turf course. 4-2 on it with 2 wins and 2/3. Finished third third in last year's Smart and Fancy, third in the Caress last year, and won twice. Won once as a 2-year-old before that, a 3-year-old. But coming here today, back to the turf course where she likes running, at 6-1 I'll use her, along with the 9-horse Caravelle. This 5-year-old mare by Ms. and Mass, Brad Cox trains, Louis Saez gets the mount. 2-back finally found the winner's circle again in the Intercontinental, winning by a length on the front end, then ran horribly in the Caress where she had a very troubled trip. She needs to get good trips. When she gets bad trips, she doesn't really show up like she did in the Brews Cup turf sprint. She didn't show up there, a horrible trip. And then in that weird turf course in the Turf Monster Park, she really couldn't get a good trip there. But ran a decent third in the Hill Highlander last year, and won the Caress last year at Saratoga very, very nicely by from a tracking position. Training well at 4-1. I'm going to use this horse in that pick 3. But to recap my selection for the night from Saratoga, it is the Smart and Fancy. Let's take the 3-horse Robin Sparkles. Give kudos to the 9-horse Caravelle. 3-9-5-1 Super. 3-9 in your multi-race. The 10th race, one of the premier races of the summer from Saratoga. It is the Alabama Stakes. It's a Grade 1 event going for a purse $600,000. Races for 3-year-old fillies. I think it's probably one of the best Alabamas I've seen in quite a while, with the good group of quality 3-year-old fillies. 7 of them are going the classic distance of ground of 2,000 meters or a mile and a quarter on the Saratoga main track. 2,000 meters, a mile and a quarter here in the Alabama. A preview of the distance that's going to happen next Saturday with the Travers, and again, join me for my Travers preview next week. But in my top selection here in the Alabama, I'm going to go with the 3-horse Gerrymander. Let's go 3-4-7-5 in the superfecta. 3-4-7-5 Super. Top selection 3-horse Gerrymander. 3-year-old filly by Into the Mischief. Chad Brown trains. Joel Rosario gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came in the Mother Goose at Belmont, mile 16th and 25th of June, and the horse won by 3 lengths that day and basically just stalked. When she got the lead, she quickened up nicely and got a clear victory. An all-around good race going to a longer trip. She's going to have to go 2 turns today. She's going to have to go a mile and a quarter. That's going to be a big test for her, but I think she could do it. I think she has the stamina to win here today and, add to the graveyard of favorites, because I think Nest can win, but I think this one is a little loaded here today. 2 back in the 8 bells at Churchill, 7 from 6th of May. Off the bench, the horse finished 6 by 9 3/4 lengths that day and never really ran. Didn't have the best beginnings and just never showed up. I do think the horse needed the race there. And then the Tempted before that at Belmont, 1 mile on the 5th of November, won by a half length on the front and all throughout. Really won for fun there. And then the Frazette, she finished 2nd behind Echo Zulu. She got beat by a decent horse, but she ran her heart out there. And then late August here at Saratoga, 6 furlongs in main special weight. The horse won by a half length. She was a little bit wide, but again, she got the job done there. She's definitely been on the improve with every single race. Coming here today off of 98 buyer to a mile and a quarter. I'm going to take her. The 4-horse Nest is your second likeliest winner. 3-year-old Philip Curlin, Tom Pletcher trains. Ira Ortiz Jr. gets the mounts. 1-2 here. I remember her breaking her maiden. I was at Belmont that day, and she won by 5, and she basically put on a show. She was drifting, but it was an all-around great race. Came back to a disappointing third in the Tempted, where Dylan Davis didn't give her the strongest rides, but since then she won the Demoiselle, won the Suncoast, won the Ashland, placed in the Kentucky Derby, placed in the Belmont where she ran a massive race, and won the Coaching Club American Oaks by 12.5, earning a 104 buyer. One of the best performances of the year by a filly, I thought. So she's on the up and up. She can get the trip here today. You have to watch out for her, but we are at the graveyard of favorites. I want to pick a horse that you might get a little bit of a better price with Gerrymander, but 1-2. It wouldn't surprise me if she wins here. I'm definitely using that pick 3 ticket. But to recount my selection for the 10th from Saratoga, it is the Grade 1 $600,000 Alabama. Let's take the 3-horse Gerrymander. Give kudos to the 4-horse Nest. 3-4-7-5 Super. 3-4 in your multi-race. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.